By Taboola sponsored links promoted links. Lewis, Delaware. This brilliant new company is disrupting a $200 billion industry. EverQuote Insurance quotes when rescuers found these two dogs hugging they were stunned mutually. A review conducted by the PwC has found no evidence of gender bias in the decision-making behind wages at the BBC. It did, however, identify several issues which have led to pay anomalies, and has set out a series of recommendations to fix the situation, which the BBC confirms will result in some of its male stars having their salaries slashed. Meanwhile, payments will be increased for some female presenters, and even some male employees. Several prominent men at the BBC, including Hugh Edwards, Nicky Campbell, John Humphreys, John Sopel, Nick Robinson and Jeremy Vine, have already accepted pay cuts, and the network states it has already tackled almost half of the 230 cases of pay inequality. It plans to have all addressed by summer. Carrie Gracie quit as China editor this month after filing an equal pay complaint last year. One veteran radio star revealed she was paid 25% less than two male co-hosts. She said, "When I asked for it to be corrected, the line manager told me the BBC doesn't do equal pay, and that in raising the issue I was being aggressive." And a sports presenter found she gets a fee of £500 for a program while her male colleague earned £1,200. Former BBC Scotland health correspondent Eleanor Bradford said she got a rise but remained around £10,000 below some male colleagues before she quit. Others told how shortly before the BBC published its list of high earners they were suddenly offered rises. Strictly Come Dancing's Brendan Cole previously took aim at his BBC salary, which was believed to be just £35,000 compared to the £110,000 Judge Bruno Tonioli is believed to earn each series. And today he revealed the company has decided not to renew his contract. "My money from Strictly just about pays the bills. I don't have a car. I would like to get one, but until then I'm on the tube," Brendan previously told Now magazine. "I don't even own my house. I can't afford it. I rent where I live." But fiery Bruno was not sympathetic to the dancers, telling the Mirror, "Those are the terms of the negotiations. If you don't like it, stop moaning and F***K off." Now, changes to be rolled out include a new on-air framework for determining the pay of people on air, an equal, fair and transparent structure for the future. Narrower pay bands, a cut to the number of contracts and allowances to be simpler and fairer, clear criteria for how pay reflects experience and ON's impact. Greater pay transparency with an aim of becoming the most transparent organization and enabling everybody to see the pay range for virtually every position at the company. When the reforms are complete, everyone will be able to see the pay range for virtually every job in the BBC. Where there are more than 20 people in a job, staff will also be able to see where everyone else is positioned. The BBC will do more to explain the pay of each presenter paid over £150,000, especially where they do more than one role. A review of career progression and working practices to make the BBC a better place for women to work. It states it already, for example, allows and encourages job shares and other flexible forms of working. It has vowed to review what it does to ensure it has the best-in-class processes and opportunities to help women progress more quickly. The company will also accelerate its work to achieve 50-50 representation across the BBC by 2020. Through the year it will continue to make changes to its on-air lineups at a faster rate. Speaking about the findings, Director General Tony Hall and his deputy Anne Bulford admit, "For the 168 people appearing on our highest profile output, the range of pay is much too wide. The pay at the top is too high, and, at the very top of the range, there are more men than women." The statement also confirms plans to reveal what everyone is earning. It reads, "When our reforms are complete, everyone will be able to see the pay range for virtually every job in the BBC. Where there are more than 20 people in a job, staff will also be able to see where everyone else is positioned. We will do more to explain the pay of each presenter paid over £150,000, especially where they do more than one role." In a second statement, Mr. Hall vowed to address disparities in individuals' pay. The BBC believes in equality. No one should be paid differently because of their gender. The BBC has a special role representing Britain. That is why we need to be and want to be an exemplar on gender pay and equal pay, he said. Today's report does not find evidence of gender bias in decision-making, but it shows that we have real and important issues to tackle, particularly in some areas of news and current affairs, and I'm determined to get it right. The plans we're setting out today go further and are more important steps in modernizing the BBC and making it fairer. We've already made an important start. We're addressing unfairness in individuals' pay and want to close the gender pay gap and have women in half of our on-air roles by 2020. Those are big, bold commitments I'm really serious about. We are clear we're going to tackle this and change for the better, and I hope other organizations take the same approach. The BBC can and must lead the way. I am determined that we will. PwC's recommendations are, proposing a grading structure for the on-air group using narrow pay ranges, addressing outliers both above and below the pay ranges, publishing pay ranges, reviewing the current approach to contracting, simplifying allowances, creating an on-air talent team to help manage the governance for this population, conducting regular reviews, reporting regularly, continuing to improve diverse representation. In a press release, the BBC said it published an equal pay audit of around 18,000 staff last October, which concluded there was no systemic discrimination against women at the BBC. It also published an audited gender pay gap report, which showed the gender pay gap is 9.3% against a national average of 18.1%. At the same time, it set out a range of actions it was taking, including access for staff to specialist advice if people have questions about pay, ensuring managers review pay in their team every 6 months to ensure fairness, and ending single panels for job interviews, as well as striving for diverse shortlists for jobs.